Good morning, everyone. Good morning, and welcome to a conversation with. I am joined by the fabulous couple. The couple, you're like the golden couple, aren't you? You're like the
Posh and Becks.
Posh and Becks of the performing arts world. Oh my God, Vicky and Adam, I am thrilled to have you here, co-founders of Lil Beatz. Now, I have watched your journey for a number of years, ever since we first met, going back to the first CYD Teachers Convention.
Yeah.
And I had one of my members with me. And he was a bit like, oh, I don't know what to do. And I picked up this and I went, here you go. You need that. Yeah. And he's been with you ever since, honestly. Yeah. And it's just, I think what I love about it, I'm all for quality without. All day and every day, and what you've got is quality. And I'm not just saying that because this is me and I'm on a conversation with you guys. You know, my school is street dance. So, and I understand what foundational street dance is. And you know, I get that, and you deliver and then some. So I'm absolutely thrilled to have you on, honestly. Really, really thrilled. So
Sarah, I had a flashback then. Sorry, I just had a flashback of meeting you for the first time, and you were like, "You have to do one more Bart Simpson in my class," and I was
like, "I'm still doing Bart Simpsons in my class."
Easy one to pull out, though. To be fair,
I'm down a teacher in my own school at the moment, so I'm back teaching the juniors. So I'm like, "And Smith." I'm still doing it. But anyway. Oh God. Right. So if you are on and joining us, say hello. We will be taking questions, guys. So as we go through everything, please don't be shy and just ask away, because what these guys have got is an incredible product that we're going to go and chat about in a moment. And it's all change and it's all developments on the Lil Beatz front, and it's a little bit exciting.
Yeah.
So let's jump straight into us. So tell me a little bit about you guys then, and who's going to go first?
Ladies first. I'm a gentleman.
All right, I'll take it. Well, as you know, Sarah, I'm in the dance industry and have been for many years. Classically trained from ages 2 to about 20 years old, and then I went to London. I did my first hip hop class. It wasn't even like a real thing then. It was very like underground, and I ended up doing my first hip hop class. Loved it, and I knew that was where I was headed. So my career took me traveling around the world, just dancing with crews and just loving life. And then it got to a point where I had to come back and make a bit more money to get back on my way. And I ended up just setting up a little class, just doing street dance, everything that I've learned, all the elements of even like my ballet technique, it's always there, isn't it, with you? And I ended up putting a couple of classes together. And then fast forward, I ended up having a dance school for 7 years. And we were sharing with my best friend, and we were working, well, as dance school owners know, we were doing it hard, going from Monday to Sunday. We were doing competitions, shows, exams, and it was go. And then we got our competition crew going, and that was where we sort of excelled, because we ended up doing things like Britain's Got Talent and taking them into different genres of showcasing their work. And it was really full on, and we were getting sponsorships. And it's only then that I sort of saw my younger ones. Obviously, we were teaching younger ones, but I remember looking in my dance class, and all the older ones were dancing, and I'm going like, and again. And I looked, and like I saw all the little ones with the nose squash up at the doors, like in absolute awe of, you know, the older siblings. And I thought, right, let's focus on the little ones, and let's sort of build a syllabus for them. And at the time when I started, there was nothing cool out there. It was just like, I wanted to like cover my ears every time I heard like wind the bobbin up, or there was just nothing. So I ended up trying to get into being a DJ, which I'd still want to do. DJ Smalls would be my name. She's already thought about it. But I started trying to mix my own music, and that's how it sort of happened. So I got Sleeping Bunnies, which is obviously a well-known children's nursery, and then I got House of Pain, which is Jump Around, that one, and I mixed it together. And then I did my first class, and that's when I saw the parents just go, because they sort of like went, oh, here we go, Sleeping Bunnies, and then boom. That's how Lil Beatz was born, to be fair, because I just saw we're bringing adults in, you know, and then it's got boy heavy, lots of boys coming to our classes. And then fast forward, I met Adam on Tinder, if no one knows, that's how we met.
Right. But you didn't swipe. I don't know what it is. I've never been on it.
She messaged me first.
That's it. Woman power all the way.
Absolutely love it.
And then Adam saw me at the time of running schools and doing a lot of commuting. I was going to Manchester, I was going to Liverpool, and he saw me choreographing in the kitchen, you know, in the downstairs living room, wasn't it? And anywhere I could try and find a reflection, I was like choreographing. And he was just like, you do a lot and you get pretty much nothing coming in, because you could see obviously we petrol and everything like that. And he just said, right, let's home in, let's get you grounded, and what should we do with you? And I said, well, I was like, well, Little Beatz has always been there. I've been doing it for years now. I've been going into schools, nurseries, you know, doing it in my own programs myself. And that's sort of how Adam just went, well, let's work together. So I'll let Adam go on with himself, and then we can tell you how the magic sort of happened.
Yeah, no, definitely. I couldn't have summed it up better. But yeah, to be fair, I wasn't actually going to get involved initially. I was just sort of lending a hand and just offering my skills in marketing and logo design and websites and stuff like that to sort of just help her get off the ground. But as soon as I started creating the logo for her, I was like, I really like this. And then as soon as I put it on a t-shirt and then I mocked up a few children wearing it, I was like, I could see something in this. And I thought, you know what, it'd be kind of cool to sort of create something with her. And then you fast forward like 4 years on now, and it's like, you know, I'm fully involved in it. Like, I didn't realize how involved I was actually going to be. I know she's dragged me into it.
Even Adam knows what a Bart Simpson is now.
Oh, absolutely. I know everything about the dance industry now, but I absolutely love it. I genuinely love it. And just to sort of recap, my background is web and marketing. So, you know, I've always been in that industry from, I always say it, but 13 I was when I built my first website, and I didn't look back from that point. I just love it. I love everything to do with the industry. I love how it changes and develops. And I'm one of those rare people as well that got into the industry but actually sort of did different things within the industry as well. So it wasn't just websites, it was web development, so programming like apps and things like that. It was also graphical, so branding, and then also marketing as well. So I've got up-team staff, but I've yet to meet someone that actually has that spectrum. But what it does, it enables me to be able to really see into them different sectors. And I'm passionate about each individual one of them, but it's really lent itself to be able to sort of develop Little Beatz in the way it has done now, and couple that with business experience as well, because I'm one of those probably stupid entrepreneurs that like to have multiple businesses and run myself silly. But
sounds familiar somehow, Adam.
But yeah, I'm passionate about it, and you know, we dedicate absolutely everything to this, and we just love it.
I am extremely excited about it, honestly. And plus, guys, if you don't know already, Adam is one of my experts in the Den. So the Den is my membership program, and he is one of my experts in that. There are 4 altogether. So yeah. So tell me, guys, let's go back to Little Beatz then. Tell me, if someone has a preschool program in their schools already, what is the benefit of having Little Beatz? You know, because maybe they've got other licenses, or they've got other franchises, or other types of syllabi or programs. So what's the difference?
I think because we are pretty much one of a kind when it comes to what we're offering. Just going back onto that, because it just sparked my mind, is in like the preschool now, it's gone massive, and it's so nice to see. I absolutely, because you know, it's so important, I think, to get them in at a young age, because you're setting them then with obviously getting them through the doors, you create that family atmosphere, but then the mindset of your dance school's coming in, and it's so nice to see that the preschool is just as important as the senior school. So going back to Little Beatz, we just slot in perfectly there, especially with, we're finding now, it's not just necessarily if you have an older street class, you know, that you think, oh, I need to develop something. It's people that have, you know, they might just be more ballet based, and they know that street's getting even bigger. You know, obviously we're going to the Olympics as well, which is amazing. You know, I think that's going to be a massive influx for students to start going, oh wow, especially the little ones, because they're like sponges. And I think, like I was saying before, with our music, that is our massive USP, because we we put everything into our music, don't we, babe? I don't know what to call you then, don't we, babe?
We're on a work call, it's Adam.
I know. we literally have, if our music, we can't listen to it in the car, we can't listen to it even in the gym, isn't it? That it doesn't go, and our music is so inspiring. We've got music producers from around the world now. We've got a great creative team, and obviously our syllabus is trials and errors and everything, and it's to the point now where it runs itself. From your warm up right to the cool down. It's an amazing journey for your little ones to enjoy.
Yeah, I think that's a really. Go on, Adam.
Sorry, Sarah. No, go, Sarah. Go on.
I was going to say there's a really good point about the music, though, guys, because your music, there's a lot of questions over licensing of music, and we all pay our PPL, PRS, and all that malarkey, but there always becomes questions, and it is a bit of a foggy area. And I am going to get on one of these conversations with a licensing house that I met when I was over speaking in Perform in Ireland. To address some of these issues. But of course, when they're using your stuff, because it's because it's created by you, in effect, it's licensed by you. And as long as you are an official Lil Beatz teacher, as long as you are one of your members, then for want of a better word, then that's free for them to use again a show or whatever else format they might be able to use it. And I think that's a really good point about mixing, though, is it is so up to date. It is so funky. I love the little ones, and I do very much like you in my own classes. I make them very creative, very fun. And it's finding really good music for that age group.
Yeah, that's it. And I obviously I haven't come from a dance background, so I look at it from a different angle from probably you two. But I look at it as a sort of business sense, really. And I sort of say, right, well, for the cost of having it, how much time does it actually take you to cut your music, to do all of the the routines that are needed for the classes, to actually promote your classes, to get the name out there for it? I guarantee that the cost of this is far less than that amount of time. But you're also getting the added bonus of the brand as well. We're expanding heavily, massive this year. Where we're going to, and I can't say too much at this minute because some of it's confidential, but we're expanding heavily, and it means that anyone that's part of the brand will come along with us. And that's the beauty. If you've just got your classes in a little town somewhere, you're only exposing yourself to that little town. But if you're exposing yourself with a big brand, as people will know from people that are with things like Zumbinis and things like that, you're part of a bigger brand. But we're really expanding, like I say, heavily, and we're getting a lot of people join us at the minute.
So tell me about you can't go into more detail about the expansion, but you did a change recently. I mean, when you initially started, you were a franchise, and now you're a license. So why? I'm all for business and lessons, because there are lessons in business. We all learn, and that's the way we all grow as well. And owning, to those lessons, wherever they be good or bad, is the best thing for you. And obviously there was a fundamental change there, and I'm really curious as to why you did that change.
Yeah, of course. No, absolutely. Well, first of all, probably the way the world has gone the last few years is probably caused the direction of the company the most. When we actually launched Lil Beatz, I think it was 3 years ago now, officially. We did a lot of. Yeah, we did.
Feels like it's been around longer.
I know. We actually launched it at the CYD convention 3 years ago. Yeah, that's when we officially launched the company. We obviously we were trading a year before that, but that was basically us just perfecting the program to make sure what we actually were selling was right. And so with that we launched that, I think it was February around that time, and then we went straight into lockdown. So we spent a year building this. this program, this idea about franchising, and then went straight into lockdown, which was just absolutely the worst timing ever. And then you come through, obviously, we all know the 2 years of lockdown, and then straight into a war, and then a recession. And it's like, come on, give us a break. You know, it's just been very, very hard. But as we all know, you know, and it's not getting it. It's not getting any easier. Let's have it said. You know, bills are continuing to rise. Things are still very, very hard for everyone at the minute. So on that, we've had expansion plans, that go overseas, and we really wanted to emphasise that because, you know, in my other business models, I sort of on the scalability of a business as well. So it was always our dream and ambition that this can really, really scale. And the only reason why we didn't go to ourselves, well, let's take this franchise model across the seas, is because it's really hard to franchise in some countries. For instance, America, you have to have a base in America, and you have to have a proven track history of trading in America before you can actually franchise. So we was already saying to ourselves, right, well, why don't we flip this on its head, pivot, and sort of just go, right, well, why don't we license it over there and make it a lot easier for people to do that? And, you know, we continue to run the boat model. And what we could have done quite easily, we could have just kept the franchise model in the UK and then licensed it in other countries. However, when we started looking at it, and again, because of what's happened over the last few years, fire alarm, sorry about that.
What a chance!
That's a first for me.
Every day.
Yeah, I was ready to go.
Honestly, every single day, I'm like, what's that? But yeah, because of that history, and like I said, the last 3 years, what we decided to do is change it to a different model, but keep in essence both sort of similar. So what we're doing in the UK, which is slightly different to the rest of the world, is we're still running this model, but what we're doing is we're having exclusivity in some areas. So when you actually go and purchase Lil Beatz now, you'll see it. It basically, there's a certain amount of areas which you cannot operate Lil Beatz in. So we have exclusivity. But there is some areas, well, a lot of areas that you can purchase and run freely. So it's sort of what it's doing is it's creating like a bit of a platform now where we have two running side by side, but it works really well. So we can expand into the other areas that we're currently not in a lot quicker. And then obviously, as we expand, the name gets out there more, and then obviously in turn, everyone succeeds because everyone's using the brand.
Absolutely. And there's been a comment here I've been following for a year and am very grateful for it to change from a franchise to a license.
Amazing.
No, that's interesting. That's it. Yeah. And I think, you know, I've also been, you know, it's on the back of my head as well, whether I you know, initially whether I bought into a Lil Beatz franchise. And it was very, I think, having gone down the franchise route before in the terms of I almost franchised my own business. So I'm quite aware of the process and everything. And I think as creative people, I don't know how much franchise, you know, having not run one, maybe I'm wrong in saying this, I don't know. And I didn't do the full journey with my own school, but I don't know if it limits some people it works brilliant for them, but other people don't know whether it limits them too much. And I know I'm quite random.
Well,
I don't know if I could cope with being hemmed. But that's just me personally. Do you know what I mean?
No, you're right. And do you know what else we've seen as well? And this is why another bit of a pivot as well, because franchising, if you look in other sectors, so we take like McDonald's, for instance. So McDonald's is someone that normally is wanting to start a business, and then franchising enables you to start a business with all of the groundworks in place. And then you can start, and they've done all of the groundwork for you. So your branding, etc. It's really good because that's going to be their sole business. But with this sector in the dance industry, normally you've already got a successful business. So what you're basically doing is adding another business onto the current business you're doing, and you're running, and you're running two businesses. And that, for a lot of people, is too much. You know, I do it myself. I've got 5 businesses. It's very, very difficult. You know, you juggling plates. A lot of people cannot do it. So changing it to this model enables people to be able to slot it into their main school without having to run 2 schools. So it's more cost effective, and it doesn't mean that you've got to run 2 social media pages, 2 email addresses, 2 sets of accounts each year, etc., etc. It means it can just slot in nice and easy, and everything's done for you.
Much more simpler.
We just want to dance at the end of the day, innit?
Yeah.
Exactly. So how often do you guys update the syllabus then?
Constantly, isn't it now? We're literally getting music. We've got we started off with one music producer. We now have a few working with us, and more of a creative team backing us as well, which is great. And like you said before, I think that's why me and Adam work very well, because I am everywhere and I get an idea and it's here, and I need someone to sort of pull the balloons in and right and hold. So we sort of like work really well, don't we, with that?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what was the question?
Yeah, I think I'll answer it. I think
it's called the shiny, Vicky. I call it the shiny. Honestly, you're like, oh, look at that shiny object. I'll just go and chase that, and then
she constantly does that. She constantly does that. To answer your question, it's around about 4 songs per month that we release. So, but that's routines, etc. So Vic normally is in the studio once, twice a week, doing a range from new songs to you know, we just started a YouTube channel which is really taken off. So we're doing like a whole section on that. So if you haven't checked that out yet, make sure you do, because there's some really good things on there.
What's the link, Adam?
Oh, I'll stick it in the chat if I can do.
If not, message me and I'll drop it in.
Okay.
Without me trying to get off trail of thought, but with regarding our syllabus as well, we've been working a lot with different genres as well. So we've now added voguing into it. So from as little as 3-year-olds, they're learning to vogue, and why not? Yes, they're voguing. And we're doing what we always do, but amazing, is obviously diversity. So we've done like songs going. Our newest one's Malaysia, isn't it, babe? I think it is. Yeah. So we're learning about being learning about Malaysia. And we keep that going. So not only you learn about street dance, you learn about obviously the different elements that are within street dance, but we'll learn about different cultures as well, which is amazing.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point actually as well, because a lot of people do think it's just street dance. You know, they think it's a street dance syllabus. It's not at all. If you get involved in it, you'll soon realise it's completely different to that. You know, we made the decision quite early on that it was going to be urban, and with that is a whole facet of different types of genres. So, you know, we have songs, we have Latino songs, we have African songs, Caribbean. We have, you know, we have what was the new one that we've done recently? It was like an Asian song, wasn't it, that we did, which has all the routines and different moves from different cultures all around the world. So, you know, it's really we wanted to create something that's really diverse, that when people come to the classes, it's showing them, you know, cultures that we have in the country as well. And, you know, the different people that come into our classes from around the world, because we live in a multicultural country.
Absolutely. So when you like, so say I'm a teacher, I buy into Lil Beatz license. Do I get then like a, you know, like I like with ISTD or RAD or wherever, all the other associations, do you then get like a set syllabus that you follow? Do you get training? How does it work that way?
Yeah, so you're booking with training with myself, and hopefully I don't waffle too much. We get straight to the point, but we do have a good chat. But to be fair, it's something that I love to do. I like to know who's coming on board, and I want to know, you know, your journey. And obviously, we have a little gab about that, and then away we go. We learn the syllabus. So at the moment, it's running from the ages 1 to 6, and we go through all the training. And then Adam, you do a little bit of training with them as well, don't you?
No, not anymore. Not based upon on this. We have guides. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
we have loads of guides about marketing and getting it out there, etc. But to be fair, it's more of an onboarding process now, because we've streamlined everything. So as soon as you sign up, you literally get a series of emails from our marketing guide to booking your onboarding session, to join our group. There's so many things that we basically pre-planned to make it as automated as possible. But obviously all the training's on the app. You know, we've spent years and years and, you know, a lot of money developing a really unique app, which all of our videos, market material, syllabus is all on there. You've never seen anything like it before. You know, it's really unique to us, but it makes it very easy to be able to run your classes from.
Yeah, we do. You have your first guides as well. So obviously we guide you with your first few timetables. But again, it's completely up to you how you run it. But we've got our first guides of your first term of how it'd work for your age groups. And then it's literally like a pick and mix. So you've got, when you go on the app, obviously you see all the warm-ups, you'll see all the stretches, adventure dances, etc. And then you sort of mold it to fit into your school. Because when we first started, when we were sort of beta testing it, I had it planned so that the whole year was planned for you. And then when we got another franchise on board to help sort of test how it was going to run, what we found is that my 4 to 6 year olds were well ahead of someone else's 4 to 6 year olds. So that's when, if you think, well, that routine's not going to work. So you'll see that the routines have like easy and intermediate options, and you can work with your class, which I think is so important, because otherwise, if it's so regimented, one, for us creators, we're like, I just want to fly. And it's nice that we can sort of develop it to suit our school as well.
Talking of ages then, so what age does it go down to? What age can children start?
One. And they're my favorite classes. That's when they're adults. Like, there's a little bit where we do a freestyle circle. We start freestyling from that age group, because if you can get little ones confidently, you know, if they're, you know, coming in with the grandma or whoever's bringing them in, and they're just dancing in the middle of the circle, and all eyes are on them, and everyone's cheering and supporting them, that for little ones it just enlightens them, doesn't it? So we're getting them in from to enjoy the classes, and it's a great family and just a bonding class, really.
Yeah, that's so good. So I got about 1 or 2 more questions, but for those who are watching, have you got any questions or comments, please, for Adam and Vicky? Let me know. And if you are watching on replay, use #replay. And either tag myself or Adam's in most of the groups anyway. So tag Adam or Vicky or Little Beatz in general. One of us will jump on and answer your questions, or tag, you know, if you've tagged me, I'll tag one of these guys if I can't answer it for you. So let me know if you have any questions. So my next question was really about, are there, you know, once you've bought the package, which is how much, by the way?
Well, it depends, because obviously we haven't touched on it yet, but we've recently expanded the syllabus. So no longer do we offer just street. So we now offer ballet, tap, street, and creative movement.
We haven't touched on that, yes.
Yeah, so basically we made a decision probably around 12 months ago now. Vic has been absolutely grinding the gears to get everything ready and stressing and cursing at me because I'm making her do ballet when she's not done it for so long, and all sorts of
crazy, because I actually put my ballet shoes on for ages. I know, and like I said to you, I've been classically trained probably longer than I've done street, or it's now balance now nearly. But it was so nice to put my ballet shoes back on. I went back to my training, went back to learning my RAD and my IDTA. I just sort of got immersed myself into it, and I put my ballet shoes on, and as soon as I did my first point, my foot cramped up. I was like, I've not done it for that long. And so it was a great experience for me. And again, I put myself into that child and how the child will see the ballet class, and obviously staying true to Little Beatz. Like, again, our syllabus will be nothing but what's out there, because we still have that urban flair in it. So even when you're doing ballet, it's completely different switch on to how you'd see ballet, but staying true to the foundations and the elements. And the same with obviously tap as well, which is brilliant doing tap.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. It's, you know, just watching and stuff like that, because my not being in a dance background, I've looked at it more from a parent's point of view, and I always have, really. You know, I sort of look at it and go, right, what would I've been physically dragged to multiple recitals, dance classes, you know, performances over the years, and you know, I'll be one of those parents that hold my hands up and say I enjoyed probably 1% of them, but I did it to support, and you know, I'll never say that to the kids.
You haven't been to one of my shows, Adam. You'd enjoy my show much more than 1%.
But I think, you know, what it's important for dance in general, I just think in this sector is that, you know, for this age range, it's not the kids ultimately that want to come. It's the parents that want them to do an activity and get out there and make new friends and things. So I think it's really important for the parents to be able to enjoy the music and enjoy the classes as much, because they've got to physically bring them. So we try to do that in everything that we've done. So that's why we put this completely different approach to ballet and tap, and it's really got this urban flair on it, which makes it a lot more fun aspect to the classes, which is really unique.
So can I bring it back to cost?
Of course you can, yeah. I did a Vic there, didn't I?
I was thinking, please not me to say.
Yeah, so basically, right, so it's $29.99 per month with a 7-day free trial. And that's for one of the syllabuses, and then for any additional syllabus that you have off the back of that, it's half price. So you know, for the total, I can't remember off the top of my head what the total price of it. If you had absolutely every syllabus, I think it works out about $59.99 a month. But that's for every single one of them. But you can just have one, you can have two, you can have three, you can have four,
and you could pick just tap or just ballet. You know, it doesn't have to be just the street dance, obviously. Okay, yeah, wow, that's amazing. And how about extras and stuff like that, like stickers or, you know, support charts or, you know, medal charts or something? Do you do extras, or is it just the 29?
No, you've got everything. You've got absolutely everything you possibly need, right? So we've got everything on the app and also on a Dropbox, where you can download certificates, you can download colouring pages, you can download the stickers, everything for you. You know, we've got welcome packs, everything to get you started. So you don't have to think about anything. You can either get them printed yourself, or we have got things like stickers, for instance, where you can just order them directly from the app and get them sent to yourself. So there's a lot of it you can get printed yourself if you're happy with your own printers, but quite a lot of it as well is ready to order off the app.
Amazing. Right, I'm done with my questions. Right, so Julie said, sorry if I missed this, but what are the costs involved? We've just covered that for you, Julie. I hope that answers your question. And Laura has asked, when I looked into the program when it was a franchise, I think it was a separate enrollment payment system. I wasn't sure how this would work, as we already use DanceBiz. Is that still the same with the license, or are we just buying the program now and add them on to our current system?
Yeah, you add it onto your current system. Yeah, we've basically streamlined it again, and we made this change actually before we made the license changes, because what we realised is that people have a current system that they like using, they're familiar with. So what happens now is you add your classes to the app, and then it has a booking link. So all you do is you stick your DanceBiz link into that field, and then what happens is you press submit, it gets added to our map. So parents can find your classes and see you. And then when they go to your page, it has a full profile about yourself. And this is all free, part of the package as well. And then it will show the dates that your classes are available and the times. When they click book, it'll go over to DanceBiz, for instance. So it'll all be in your current system, and it's so easy.
Brilliant. Amazing. I hope that answers your question, Laura. Please feel free to ask more if you have some. Julie said, is there a minimum contract, or is it a rolling price?
It's a rolling price, yeah. So all we ask for is 30 days notice.
Amazing. And this is Laura's come back in so much better. And can we set our own class pricing?
Absolutely, yeah. Everything's set by you. You're basically just using our program. So you can set when your classes are, dates, how many classes you run, the price of them, what your trial is, everything. We just basically enable you to succeed by giving you an excellent brand new program. So
it's literally a slot into your current stuff. It's literally that. So it fits in with your MemberMeister, DanceBiz, whatever you've got. It fits in with all of that, whether you've got 1 week trial, 2 weeks, 50 weeks trial, I don't know. Yeah, it slots in with that. If your pricing is £4 a class or £12 a class, it fits in with that.
It does. Absolutely. And another thing as well with that as well, it does slot in. And we have a lot of customers that already run a preschool program then they've added this on. You know, never forget that we get, and I can show you the stats, we get thousands of people per month looking for Little Beatz class, because we do so much on SEO, on social media, YouTube. You know, our videos have tens of thousands of views. So we get people coming to buying the program, even though they've got a preschool program, just because Little Beatz is a brand in itself. You know, kids want to go to a Little Beatz class. You know, they don't want to go to a dance school. They want to go to a Little Beatz class because they've seen the music online, or they've, you know, we're going to be putting a few tracks on Spotify soon and really giving a big launch there. So the brand itself is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So people want to come to a Little Beatz class, and people need to remember that it's not necessarily, doesn't need to replace your preschool program. You can add it as an additional program if you wanted to.
And for me, especially because it's never an area I've gone into that age 1, 2. I've always started at the age of 3. So for me, I think that is amazing, you know, because you know, if I'd have to go away, the thought process of me going and figuring out how to make all these street dance moves, and I'm talking about my school, all these street dance moves work for age 1.
Exactly,
This is the reason I've never done it all these years. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, I know how much work we put into our 3 to 5-year-olds, and the thought that can all be done for me.
Yeah, and that's it. And it's constantly being done. You know, that's the thing. We're evolving. You know, we're catching trends. So you know, we're going, right, what's currently trending at the minute? Let's create a song about that. You know, we've got songs in our catalogue now. We've got a COVID song, for instance, you know, because it was relevant at the time, believe it or not, but it's still relevant. You know, we're constantly catching trends and going, right, what's happening now? And we're making sure that it's fresh all the time. And that's one guarantee that we'll give everyone, is that we'll never stop excelling and making it better for everyone, because as soon as you stop standing still, you know, you're out of date. And I think
it's nice for us as dance teachers as well, just to know that we don't have to go and look for like Kids Bop and like go through all these different tracks, and knowing that it's going to be kid friendly, where we've got you covered.
That's very important, because that's something very close to my heart, and anybody who knows the Den will know how passionate I am about that, about, you know, the music should be age appropriate.
Absolutely.
You know, and I think, okay, well, yes, we're talking about street dance. I think it'd be very different with ballet, but it's very, very difficult to find age-appropriate music for youngsters that doesn't have any connotations within it, and not just the swear words, but any, you know, connotations that goes on as well. And I think, you know, sometimes even on Spotify, when they put the E for explicit, it's not completely blacked out.
No,
take
exactly.
certain words out, and I'm, you know, just go, can't use that one, can't use that one, can't use that one. And I find myself in the car listening to music going, oh, that's got to go off the playlist.
Exactly,
though, isn't it? Just because I remember doing it, and then I found a song. It was I think it might have been Little Mix's one I love, but there'll be something that I go, oh, that's not right, but I couldn't block it out because it wasn't swearing, but it wasn't kid appropriate. So I used to have to be like, I used to shout over music like, yeah, woo, just to sort of like get it out. But I know with all our music, and the beautiful thing is it's inspiring as well for kids. You know, some of them ones is just like, one of them that's really hit off, isn't it? It's called Pride, Show My Pride, and it says, wear your little bits crowned with pride. And we've had so much great feedback from that, because it's all about, you know, keeping your head held high and just being, you know, they have to shout out in the song. It goes, I'm so happy to be me, like that. And I went to see a class, and my heart was just like, I couldn't take it. I was like, these babies are a great mindset. It's such a young age.
Oh,
no, it is
music to my ears. I think, right, okay, we're going to wrap it up there, because I can't follow that.
I just want to finish on one final comment. There's something that we haven't touched base on, and I'll just quickly say it. But obviously, the program is available to slot in, and we've heard everything. But it also works incredibly well in schools and nurseries as well. So we have this program in a lot of schools and a lot of nurseries. They absolutely love it. It's obviously an amazing revenue stream and a great thing to get into things. So we provide this whole syllabus, especially creative movement, because it's more just dance in general. We've made that especially for schools and nurseries. So something to think about, and something worth mentioning.
With the creative movement, it ends up speaking to a lady who runs a franchise of nurseries, and that's sort of how we sort of got into the creative movement side. And we've developed it so that she was like, it needs to have, you know, something where kids can focus on. So, for example, one whole term is about going to the jungle, and that's, you know, 7 weeks of the kids learn about the jungle. There's colouring pages and everything about it. Then the next one's about, you know, going to space. So the creative program's been developed as well, that schools are happy with it because they know that they're covering all these little elements that they like to see.
Amazing. Yeah. Wow. Oh, told you it was going to be exciting, guys. Laura has literally put in the chat, I'll be signing up today.
Hey, amazing.
We'll have a gap then, Laura.
Yeah, can't wait to have you on board, Laura.
Oh, she's lush as well, Laura. Laura is one of the Den members and is she's been on my retreats and everything. So yeah, she's absolutely lush. Amazing. So you will love her. Can you guys either? Oh, Julie's asking, is there any discount for Den members? Now it's changed from the franchise model. I don't know.
Yes. No, there is. Yeah, you get 10% off the fee for being in the Den member. So yes, and I will drop the code in. I don't know off the top of my head, can't remember it, but I'll certainly put it into the chat after this.
Fabulous. Can we drop that in the Den group as well, the Den Facebook group as well, so that they all know that isn't the case? And I do need to get that on my website as well, so people are aware. Thank you. That's amazing. We need, can you drop all your links in as well of where people go to sign up? Where can they follow you on Facebook? Are you guys?
We're everywhere. Honestly, yeah. We're on
drop the YouTube link in so you can see their songs. So you're on Instagram. What's your handle on Instagram?
It's Lil Beatz with an underscore. Someone took Lil Beatz. I was furious, but yeah, it's Lil Beatz with an underscore at the end. And I search daily for when it's available.
And obviously they can find you on your website, but we will drop all of these links in on everywhere that this is streaming to, so that everybody can have access straight away to those links. So on behalf of myself and all my Den members who are now absolutely thrilled, and everybody listening, thank you so much for joining me today on A Conversation With. It's
no problem.
I was dead excited about this, and it has not disappointed in any way, shape or form.
Thank you.
Amazing.
No, you're very welcome.
You very much.
You're very, very welcome. Take care, guys. Bye.
See you later.
Cheers.
Bye.
See you later. Bye-bye.